3 tahun gue jadi mesin pembunuh mereka. Nggak kehitung pembantahan yang udah gue lakuin. Kalau lo sudah dilantik menjadi seorang sukses, hukumnya mutlak. Jangan pernah mengampuni. Tapi di saat itulah gue melihat satu kehidupan kecil yang sudah di ujung tanduk. Mungkin aja gue bisa merubah takdir gue.
Gue gak ngira akan berakhir kayak gini tuh.
Apa yang gue lakuin sekarang, ya harusnya gue lakuin dari dulu.
Berani banget lo ngomong kayak gitu. Mending lo siap-siap sekarang.
Bisa rencana hidup ini, Rian. Tapi kita nggak pernah tahu di mana posisi kita akhirnya. Semua berakhir sekarang.
Alright everybody, welcome to Cinema Heads. Today Adrian and I are here to discuss The Night Comes for Us. It's a Netflix original. It's an Indonesian movie, martial arts movie. And we'll just get right into it. It was written and directed. I'm going to try and do the best I can with the names.
Sorry.
Like I said, it's an Indonesian movie. It's going to be tough to say these names. Alright, so it's written and directed by Timo Tjahjanto, I believe.
Sounds good to me.
The two main characters, Arian is played by Iko Uwais, and Ito is played by Joe Taslim.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
This movie got a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb, which is a really good rating for, especially for a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
The main story is basically, it's kind of like a gangster movie, you could say. It's about the Chinese triads and basically how these guys kind of were in a gang and then they kind of joined the triads and he became what they call a Sixth C, which they basically overwatch the drug trade in the Chinese, Indonesian kind of area.
Yep. And
they're enforcers basically for the triads.
Yeah, they're like top guys.
Mm-hmm. Right. They had just invaded because this village was stealing from the triads.
Yep.
So basically these 6 C guys came in and they wiped out the entire village. Mm-hmm. And the main character, Joe, played by Joe,
Ito.
Name is Ito. Basically he turns on the triads in the very beginning of the film and goes back to his old crew, and that's basically where the story takes off from there.
Yeah, it's one of those like top gangster grows a heart. He's about to shoot this, like, so the family's killed, little girl survives, he sees her and he goes like he's gonna shoot her because, you know, can't leave any witnesses, like they gotta kill them all, and he doesn't want to, so takes her away, essentially kills everybody, takes her away and goes back to his old like gang, I guess. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they try to spend the rest of the movie basically protecting the little girl, and then mostly it's about Ito and about how he's got kind of a conflict inside of him, how he thought he wanted to be part of the triads and thought he wanted to be powerful and all this stuff, and now he's decided like all that's brought to him is death. Yep. And he doesn't want to deal with that anymore. It's about his journey through all that.
And this movie was crazy. Like, it is super violent,
very
super gory. Yeah, it's, I don't know if you guys are martial arts fans, if you guys have seen The Raid, the first one, the second one, this movie's like just like those, which is great because those movies are amazing. But it's a lot of action, people's heads get blown off, man, just people get stabbed all over the place.
Like intestines spilling out.
Oh, yeah, it had all kinds. And they always, like, this group from Indonesia. A lot of them are always in the same movies together. So, like, the fight scenes are always great. And there's always, like, really cool characters. Like, there's 3 women in the movie who were amazing in it. One girl, like, she had, I think her weapon's like a knife, like this weird, like, curved knife. And then the other girl has, like, this chain with, like, balls on the end of it. It's really weird.
It's kind of like the weapon the girl had from Kill Bill, the little girl.
Yeah, kind of like that, minus the huge ball at the end.
Yeah.
But man, this movie was crazy. And like he said, for it to get a 7.5 for it to be a Netflix movie
and a foreign movie.
Yeah, that's like, to me, that's really good. That's like really good. But this movie was great. All the actors in it were great. I don't know if you guys know who Iko Uwais is, but he's the lead actor in the Raid 1 and 2. He's in Star Wars. He had a little cameo in Star Wars. What else was he in? He's in a bunch of other... He was just in the new Mark Wahlberg movie, Mile 22. He's in that. So it looks like he's starting to like make his way over to do U.S. movies, which is great because he's amazing.
And Joe Taslim, he's in
that's right.
Fast and the Furious, and he's also in
Star Trek.
The newer Star Trek movie. Yeah. And he was great in this movie.
Yeah, so yeah, he plays the lead, and he's awesome. He's not the martial artist that Iko is, but yeah, he definitely held his own.
Honestly, I thought the scenes with him in it, the fight scenes, were actually better than Iko's fight scenes.
Yeah, he did a lot of like...
but all of them were really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of like 1 versus like 30 dudes and just blood. I mean, there's no way... Like, obviously it's a movie, right? So you don't take it like way too seriously. But like the last fight, they stabbed each other like 100 times a piece. And they just kept going. And there's just like blood everywhere. It was crazy.
The one fight scene that really stood out to me there was 2 actually. There was the one where he was inside the car, in the police car.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That was crazy, because he was basically using, like, a taser and doing a bunch of stuff in the car, and used the taser basically to make a guy shoot another guy in the head, which was crazy.
Super creative, like, choreography, for sure. It was amazing.
And then the fight with the 3 girls was really good.
Yeah, the women in this movie were great. All 3 of them were amazing. Like I said, everyone definitely did their part. There's a group... So when he takes the little girl, there's like a group of friends that he could, like they're their old gang, and then they kind of went their separate ways, but they're all really close. And those guys, you can tell they're not martial artists, but definitely they did good too. Like that big fight scene they had in I don't know if it's like a hotel or something, but they had this like really long,
apartment complex.
The apartment complex. This really long fight in the building, and it's like literally 2 against like 50 dudes. Like it was crazy. And they were like protecting the little girl the whole time. So, but yeah, man. I mean, if you're into action, martial arts, the violence, like this is definitely a must watch. I mean, me personally, I think it's a must watch.
I think it was really good. I enjoyed the movie a lot. The action was great. I only had one complaint about the whole movie, and that to me is just, it seemed a little bit long. It was a 2-hour movie.
It was a 2-hour movie.
They honestly could have easily told the same story in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But the fight scenes were amazing, so I'm okay with the movie because of that. Like, the fight scenes were great. Yeah. So
martial arts movies, that's the most important. As long as the fight scenes are good, I'm all good. Usually the story in martial arts movies aren't... I mean, this is very, like, easy story to tell. And
it's been in a ton
it's
of
been
movies.
done plenty of times. But I would definitely recommend it for anybody who's into that type. I definitely am. And as soon as I saw it, I had to watch it. And I got JP to watch it, so I didn't have to do this review alone. So, so that's good. But if I had to rate it, I'm just gonna rate it as a Netflix movie and a martial arts movie. So I'll separate it from all the other stuff we've done. But I'm giving this a 9. Based off martial arts. The story, obviously, cliche. We've seen it 100 times. But the martial arts, not the action, I'm giving it a 9.
Personally, I'd give it a 7. I thought it was a great film. The only thing, like I said, I felt like it was a bit long. But other than that, it was really good. I definitely would recommend to watch, for sure.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. And with that being said, how's it?
What is it?
We watch
the movies so you don't have to.
We watch the movies, so if it's really good, you guys can watch it.
I think that's right.
Got it. All right, you guys. So, man, hope you guys have a good day, and this video's boom.
Done.
Oh, God. If you don't want this to happen to you, you need to make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or